We're going to have a great time trying to draw terribly.
So we just need to draw a story based on these.
Yep.
It's got a glimpse at Will's comics that just says Guns the Musical.
You're going to get even more power because for round 3, you get 3 cards and you choose 2 of them.
I gotta say, what's this?
So first one will be easy. It's called Horror. Includes a horror theme for 2 points. In addition, gain 1 point for each word balloon that only contains a scream, ag, ie, etc. If the word balloon contains any other words, it doesn't count. And then this one, which I think is going to maybe cause some anxiety. Sorry. The player with the least points draws 2 theme cards, again, without showing the other players. The player must announce the last-minute themes to everyone during the first 4 minutes of drawing.
8 minutes on the clock, starting now. All right, 4-minute point. What are
Your
our
2 themes are funny faces and magical girls.
I already drew Sailor Moon.
All right, time is up. Pens down. All right, time for review number 3. Let's go the other way, Liv.
Again, okay. So last time we,
She got to know the themes we got dumped on us.
and I actually planned this not very well, but anyway. We started off at the drama in the nail salon, where the lady is leaping over the table at the other lady. And they're both screaming because this is a pretty tense situation. I guess that counts as a funny face. All my faces are funny because they're badly drawn.
That's fair.
Because then she's like, wait a second, I'm a magical girl. And then I guess she pulls out a knife. And I guess that's the horror of it all. Because
Nice.
the knife is already dripping with blood. Ooh.
So, looks like there were little speech bubble looking things, but there weren't words there, right, on the last panel?
No, she's making an ooh-woo noise.
Oh, what? Okay.
She's like, hold up a second. And she's like, ooh. Yeah. So that's beautiful.
All right, I think that'll pass. So we've got the 7 points for the regular stuff, and then how much for your bonus?
Let's see. 2 points for the
For each.
horror theme. 3 points for each word bubble. That's a scream, so 3. So that's 5.
Mhm.
And then 2 points for each theme I include. So 4 plus 5 plus including
Your regular show would be
revenge and
7.
jealousy and nail care. That's math.
Yep.
I don't know.
So 4 and
4
5
plus-
were the bonuses you got off the cards.
Yep.
And then 7, so 16 points you get.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
All right, Aaron.
So, this might be getting, not kid-friendly, but,
Oh dear.
It's fine.
I apologize. So, first frame, funny face, he's off the drugs.
Oh.
I'm proud.
Yeah, good for him.
Second
Conquered
frame,
that fast.
we've got magical, what was it?
Magical girls.
Magical girl, I don't know, it's like Tinkerbell with an eyeball for a head, kind of. And she's telepathically telling Mr. Dude, don't do it, because he's got a bunch of his pills on the table. And next frame, he's crushed them all up and is, yeah.
Snorting the pills as best as an eye-face guy can.
He's gonna have literal bloodshot eyes.
Number 4, he picks his head up, he's covered in dust.
Fairy dust.
Yeah, fairy
Oh
dust.
dear.
Ah, 'cause you're a child fan.
And then the next one, touching on horror, his face starts melting from the effects of
Why?
Oh,
what
no.
he did with the chug.
Wow.
And then he's walking through town with his melting face, and he comes across the dragon who screams when he sees him, and he says, "You don't scare me."
You don't scare me
It's getting
anymore.
surreal and I love it.
All right, so
Love it.
What's happening?
I think you're I think you're good with your 3 themes.
Yeah.
Get all of it, man.
All right.
Telepathy,
Yep.
drugs.
Liv, you want to help her out with the bonus?
So you got how many
many
screams?
One scream.
One scream. So 3 points for this card.
Okay.
And then you included both of your themes, so 4 points for this one. So 4 plus 3, 7. Plus
7
11.
plus 7.
11.
11.
Doesn't seem right. She just says the
Because I got
5,
16.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be 12, right? Because she doesn't have 2 but everything else. So it should be 12.
12. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna trust your math on that.
Yeah.
Because you're the statistician.
Is it 1 point per ah?
That
1
was
point per ah.
Oh,
I only have one.
Then,
So 14.
she's a 14. Yep, 14.
2
I
points
thought it
for
was 2
horror.
points for
Wait.
2 points for
2 points for including the horror, and then 1 for each
One
eye.
for
So we
each.
get 2
Wait.
less than what she got.
Yeah,
So
it's just 14.
Okay, it's a good thing we're not playing a math game.
Okay.
Man.
Okay,
I'm
so.
ready to see this buff boy again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she chose boxing.
Oh
She's gonna take him.
So she screams out a battle cry. Ah! Okay. And he decides to revert back to a karate stance. And he's still buff and strong and still in his sleep,
His
right?
sleep, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, he nails her with a left hook from hell. And
That's just right.
it's yep, right. My bad. So he nails her with the right.
Hard.
He's southpaw, so it's right.
Yeah.
So he hits her with the right and drops her, and she's as she drops to the floor. Okay. She had sadly passed on. The blow was strong enough. This adding in an element of horror
Legit murder.
to the story. As you can see, he's walking away, dropping his boxing gloves, satisfied with his victory. However, she comes back with the horror element as a zombie. As you can see, she's a little contorted here,
Okay.
and even has a what some may say funny face. However, realizing that even his superhuman strength levels that are over 9,000 may not be able to defeat the undead, he transforms as a power-up sequence into a magical girl.
Oh, yikes. Oh, my goodness.
A sleeping magical girl with superhuman strength.
I think that's a manga.
Yep. And the zombie is so shocked at the power levels, it says, "Ah!" in terror. So,
Cool.
Oh,
I
goodness.
think it hits the...
All right. So,
I like the continuity.
you got the 7, I think, for the normal storyline stuff. I think you got all 3 Oz.
Yeah.
You've got a magical girl, and you've got horror.
And a funny face.
And a funny face, yeah. I think you hit all the notes.
I think you did too.
So 16 points.
Yeah.
All right.
Points.
Pony up.
Full
All right, my turn. So, Corn Futures, Part 3. As we may recall, our farmer asked Himhotep, how's it hanging? It went about as well as you expect if you ask a mummy, how's it hanging? The mummy has turned on him and screaming at him, so now in horror movie style, he is running away screaming. Jumps right back on the plane to London. Goes back to the fortune teller. She's just confused that he's back. And finally just fesses up. She's just like, so I misread the stars. Go to Tokyo instead. And so he arrives. There's a weird magical girl with butterfly wings and a really messed up face where she's got one eye winking and one eye and her tongue sticking out.
Oh.
And he isn't handling that well either, so he just sees that and he's like, ah!
Good.
Nice.
So, all right, does that hit everything as far as everybody's concerned?
How many odds?
odds did you have?
I did 2 odds, so I'm gonna get 15.
15 points.
All right, Wyatt.
Okay. Okay, so you got the evil wizard. And he goes.
I love
The
it.
evil math
I love
magician.
this.
Okay. So he says, "I caused a rebellion because your phone plans, your phone plans are jacked." So he goes, "I summon you, demon." Yes, the demon has an 8-pack.
True horror.
Yeah, and the demon's like, "Ah!" Like the hero, he's all like, "No." He just makes a funny face. He's like, "No, I can't let this demon." So this is where I lose a point because I had another sentence. Like in the guy, he goes, "Time to magical girl up." He gets like a medallion thing. So he's gonna transform in the next, hopefully. So I don't know what's going on.
I would give him a point He drew a pretty nice scepter there.
Yeah, I'll allow the magical
I'll allow
girl.
it.
There are 4 speech bubbles there, though, like you mentioned.
And
So
that face is gold.
So he's got 3 for the Oz.
so 8,
And
and then
then he got both of the themes, funny faces for sure, and magical girls, so 4.
Yeah.
so 12.
Alright.
Claim your 12 points.
Or I tried to stay simple anyways. And I completely forgot about the magical girl one. So I don't have that, and I have 1
Okay.
So I don't have any magical girls.
But what happened? That seemed.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to know the story
All right.
first.
You gotta read the
So
story.
I have 2 angelic birds. My stuff is not continual; they're all new stories. But I have 2 angelic birds, and one of them's just like, "Did you hear about?" And like they're whispering and stuff, and yeah, I heard that he was sleeping in sewing class and stuff, trying to get to school. But they're also spilling the tea about this guy. So,
Metaphorical tea.
Wow!
Good.
You are
Thank
just
you.
really bending it. I love it. I'm for it.
I can't just do a teapot every time.
Okay,
dude.
but when you
Yeah.
got the T card, I knew that's what you were gonna pull later on in the game. So
And then just out of the corner, you just hear a giant like scream, like going across. So they both just turn and look, and then there's this guy this owl just with a pumpkin on his head, and like this silly like derpy face and stuff, and they're just like, what's going on here? So I tried to do that with the funny face and a bit of horror, but it came out as funny horror instead. So probably not that one. But
So horror and 1 is
1
3 points, and then 2 stars for your funny face. So 5
Okay.
plus your regular.
And that's on top of the regular 7.
Yep,
So 12.
that is math. Yeah,
Yep. Cool.
that is indeed math.
All right, addition.
yeah.
I need the math magician.
Oh my god.
I don't know. He seems pretty evil.
He'd probably tell you the wrong answer.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well,
All right, so Guns the
Guns the
musical,
Musical Part 3.
takes a bit of a horror themed turn as
God.
as an eldritch god with an octopus head shows up. And one of the people says, "I.e." so much that they drop their curry on the ground. I gotta add continuity.
Yeah, it's continuous.
And then the other person reaches for the gun to possibly sacrifice himself. And then the next panel is the guy with the gun, and the other person screams, "No, friend!" And the third panel, try not to laugh, is the gun's been fired, and now the octopus guy is on the ground. But what? Oh my gosh! He's been resurrected as a magical girl with the as you can see, with the tiara on his head, and this causes the 2 friends to scream or one friend to scream My bad. And the 5th panel is all like, and they're like, And then they all decide to join hands in friendship in the last panel.
Wow. Now we'll note that boom there, that's onomatopoeia. That's not a word bubble, so that's 3. So,
Alright.
I'm thinking he's doing okay.
So I got the horror element.
How many screams?
I got 1, 2, maybe 3 if you count the no. No.
Is he-
No.
Okay,
You
so we
used
got
some
2.
friend. There were legible words in there.
Okay, alright, so we got 2 screams.
So 4 points for the horror and 4 points for each theme on top of 7, which
So
is
15.
15.
All right, that wraps up round number 3. So let's total up the points, and whoever thinks they have the lowest, call it out. I think
10, 15,
might be Wyatt.
Yeah, I got 28.
31. 31.
Yeah.
So anybody else lower than
30.
28? I don't think so. I think we're good.
I'm not here for the points. I'm just here-
Exactly. We're here to tell stories. The
I
points
got
don't matter.
33.
Well, way to flex on us, Will.
Okay.
Yeah, show off. All right.
Whose line is it?
So-
So
know you're a storyteller.
we're going on to the final round. We have 8 panels to work with.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. But to make it even rougher, Wyatt,
Alright.
here are 5 theme cards.
Yes.
Choose 4 of them.
Oh,
4 of them. That's
so screwed.
2 fours. My hands aren't stupid.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
4 trend cards?
Yes, we're gonna have 4 trends to deal with.
You said themes, and I was scared, but trends is scarier than
Okay, we're
themes.
not having
Right.
that.
That's the only one of them is the one you get to decline. Remember that.
Okay, so basically I'm just picking one I don't want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the rest.
Okay, just to be easy on you guys, we're not gonna pick this one, but everything else.
Okay.
I kind of want to know what this one was now.
We'll figure it out
After
in
the
post.
game.
Yeah. Okay, so an easy one is happy ending. Include a happy ending in your comic for 2 points. If it's the last round of the game, the reward is 4 instead.
Oh.
So can you repeat that one more time?
Include a happy ending in your comic for 2 points. But if it is the last round of the game, the reward is 4 instead.
So happy
Okay.
ending gets you 4 points.
Okay. Does it have to be in the last panel?
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's like if it's the last round of the game.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So since the last round.
Unless the general ending is...
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
so-
can build up.
Okay.
You can have an epilogue.
Okay.
Yeah, I can be happy the whole time through.
Yeah.
Okay, and we got comedy. Gain 1 point for each panel containing either 1, someone telling a joke, 2, someone being humorously clumsy, slipping on a banana peel or spilling a drink, etc. It says here if a panel
I've been so happy I
contains
put those toys on the
both jokes
floor.
and clumsiness. Okay, so if a panel contains both jokes and clumsiness, it doesn't count to double. If you split a panel up, it doesn't count as extra panels. Okay. Do you want me to repeat that, anybody? Or-
So a point of for comedy in
It's
each
a
panel, pretty
slapstick.
much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so one
It's just slapstick the whole time.
1 point for each panel containing either somebody telling a joke or somebody being super clumsy.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And you
And
said
how-
you don't get double for both?
If a panel contains both jokes and clumsiness, it does not count.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
So
count
basically 1 point per
1 point per
panel.
wacky panel.
Okay.
Right.
So if you have 8 panels of wackiness,
That's 8 points. We're going home
I
big.
know you're gonna try this. I know you're
Okay. And the other one is cast of thousands. Include more named characters than any other player for 5 points.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
So whoever has the most named characters
Oh, no.
Should we put
gets
a-
5.
But wait,
should we put a limit
does
on
the
it?
name would putting down a name count as a sign or?
It's part of the bubbles too, yeah. So you've got to choose which one you want to go in on.
Okay.
Oh wait, I've got 3 people named Friend.
No.
Oh, okay. So,
Friend that was a
You have to
friend.
name them in the page.
well, actually, in addition to naming each character, you must draw them differently and make it clear which name refers to which character.
So I can just put a name tag on them.
Yeah.
But that's my 3.
Yeah,
That's
gamer
my
name.
3.
Gamer name straight over top.
But that's a bubble.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be my 3 bubbles. Because I have 3 characters in the story.
Okay, and the last one is Shoujo manga.
Oh, good.
Gain 1 point for each panel containing either flowers, 1 flowers, or 2 love scenes, as in kissing, romantic dialogue, etc.
Good.
So we get points for romance. We get points for comedy.
Happy
Whoever has the
endings.
most named people gets bonus points. And
Brutal.
a happy ending.
Brutal.
Oh my goodness.
Just to stress you out more, you have about an average of 1 minute per panel.
Good.
Just because I didn't pick the other one, too. That
Bro, I
was,
don't even know my story yet.
What am I supposed to do? The endings are
All right, are we ready?
It's already happened 3 times.
All right, folks, we got 8 minutes to bring this home. 8 panels. Are you
God.
set? Here we go. Start. Ignore
Is
that
that it?
phone call.
Okay.
It happens every round. Mine started off so strong and then it just devolved into freaking garbage.
I wanted
and
to make
just
sure I got the happy
literal,
ending in there.
literal basic like shapes. It's just stupid.
I think I'm good.
I need more.
I need more.
I trust your artistic creativity.
Glad someone did.
I
I
can't
don't trust my own self
I
at this point.
forgot about a thing.
I think
Yeah, I
Do
couldn't
we have time
remember.
to add it?
I couldn't
You
remember.
got 10
what,
seconds.
I couldn't remember what all
You're
4
not
of them
trying hard
were.
enough?
I remember
like-
flowers, happy ending, slapstick, and something else.
Cast of Thousands, you need characters. Like
Oh,
more characters.
yeah. So that's right. So I think I'd.
did something. I feel like I did my best.
All right.
Mine is real basic
It's
shapes
up.
by the end of this.
Yeah. Just scribbles at
Yep.
this point.
All
Pretty
right.
much.
At least,
Yeah,
Yours
this
looks
got
good.
really
Like,
rough on the art
it's
style.
clean.
Shoujo.
It just devolved.
At least it's clean.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
a mess.
so Will, start it.
Okay. So, my first panel, a robber shows up and he's got the gun.
No.
And he's
Oh,
but he's
Lord.
right next to the curry bowl. So in the next panel, he slips, clumsy him, and throws his gun up into the air. And Cthulhu, Chan or whatever, being a magical girl, she uses her magical powers to shoot at the gun. But clumsy friends, they just trip and fall over themselves. And in the fourth panel, she turns the gun into a flower with a poof.
With a poof.
And gosh darn it. In the fifth panel, they're all like, everybody's happy except for the robber who trips on the curry bowl once again in the background. And then in the sixth panel, Cthulhu has like a nice little heart above his head, and one of the friends is all like has like a nice little heart above his or her head, and then clumsy robber, a bowl falls on his head with a boink. Okay.
Wow.
And then in the seventh panel, the couple decides to kiss. And now the robber trips on a banana.
Happy ending. All's well that ends well.
And then the way I've got another panel. It's the final one, and it's got all the characters' names on it.
Oh, it's the cast. It's the cast of the.
Oh man.
You got Sherry as the Cthulhu. As the Cthulhu magical person. Then you've got Terry as one of the friends.
Sherry,
And then you've got Robert as the thief, and he trips on a banana again.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a credit scene. Right?
Yep.
So are those 3 characters you got there?
Yep, I got 3 names.
Okay, that's 3 speech bubbles right there.
Yep.
All right, so it looks
Okay.
like you hit that. You hit all your themes,
Yep.
and you got a picture in each one of them. So there's your 7. All right, let's go down. Happy ending. You got that? So
Yeah.
So he gets 4.
4 points for that.
Okay.
So
Then,
that's 11.
so for the comedy, you
I've
got
got-
someone telling a joke.
No jokes,
It's
but
all
I've
slapstick.
got some slapstick.
Okay, so
I've
how
got
many clumsies?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels.
Oh god.
6 panels of slapstick gold.
Okay, so I guess that's 6 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's fair.
Okay, and include more characters than any other player for.
We'll figure that out at the
Figure
end.
that
He's got
out.
Yeah.
4 right now, so
Okay.
remember that.
Okay. 3.
I've got 3.
Okay, 3.
Okay, so we got. Okay, so
Unless you count friend, doesn't it?
No. No, I don't. Will.
okay. Do you got any flowers?
I've got a flower.
Yeah.
Any flower? Okay,
And I've got a romance.
I guess that's
A
2 points.
single romance.
All right.
A single romance.
A singular romance.
Flowers or love scenes. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get points for the shoujo for every panel that you include?
If a panel contains both flowers and love
Yeah.
scenes, it doesn't count double.
Oh,
You get one for each
Okay.
panel.
Oh, okay.
Do you get
Well,
one
I got a
So,
little bit in both.
hey, so in that case, I got 1, 2, 3.
So
All right.
3 points.
So
Yeah. 'Cause
Jeez,
I just
Will,
put
you're
flowers
So
right
on
I
the
on
panel
got,
for
so I
the
have
shoujo.
13 extra on top.
Plus 7. So you're sitting at 20 right now. So go ahead and claim 20, and we'll figure out the bonus 5 at the end.
Alright.
All right, Andrew.
Alright. So,
20.
I have a cute little tea bag.
Okay.
It's just chilling
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then it zooms out, and it's just these two angels chilling there, and one of them's just holding the tea bag, and then just throws it at the other one's face, and it just like hits off, and he's just like, "What, bro? Come on, like Paul, why are you doing this?" and then it just goes down, and it's like, "Why not, Jim?" And they just kind of stare, and he gets really angry, and then he apologizes and holds out some flowers, and he's like, "Sorry," and then they hug.
Oh.
Happy ending.
All right, so happy ending. We've got that covered, so that is 4 points there. How many gags?
I had one slapstick.
So 5.
Okay,
All
you
right.
got a joke?
No, I don't got a joke. I just have I just have him literally teabagging somebody.
Oh, no, no,
Oh no.
no.
We don't do that.
Anyway, Shoujo, how much romance do you have in there?
I have a hug at the end.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's about
So,
it.
okay, so
a bro hug.
I think that's
It's
5
romance.
on top of the base 7, so I think you've got 12 coming your way.
Oh, and then I have flowers.
Wait, actually 6. 7. 7 points plus 7, 14.
I'll take it.
There we go. All right, Wyatt.
Okay,
How's the Math Magician saga end?
Okay, I gotta say 8 minutes was not enough.
No, that's a challenge.
Nope.
Okay.
Imagine 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
jeez.
way.
Okay, so the telephone worker, he goes, magic it up, real style. And then like you got like magic symbols going on. Then he goes, I call upon the power of Frank, Bobby, Greg, Tom, and Jeff. I got
They all look different, though.
Yes,
They all look different. Oh my god.
One second. Yeah,
I'll give you
so the demon, he goes to the telephone worker, but he steps on a banana and he just falls over because again they're on a telephone pole, so not a lot of room. Like
banana to get up there.
yeah, he was gonna say but I had to scratch that out. Then you got the telephone worker. He has lips because again he went full magical girl. So yeah. So then you got just cherry blossom trees. It's and the wizard's going oh whoa, this is something. Holding a sword. The wizard goes, maybe I should see your upgrade packages. Then they high five.
I love it. That is a beautiful story.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we hit the fairy tales, we hit the cell phones, and we hit the weird world. So, okay, there's your 7. All right, happy ending, you got that in there. So that's another 4. All right, how many comedy bits do you have there?
Let's see. Well, I have him stepping and on the banana but tripping. So that'd be considered 1 or
I'd say that's setting up in 2 panels, so
yeah.
So 2. Romance or flowers.
Yeah, you got the cherry blossoms. That's kind of
Yep. So 7 and
So the last line, maybe I should see upgrade packages. So that counts as a joke.
I think that's
I'll
pretty
take
good.
it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yes.
All
Sick
right.
comment.
We all
Pretty
laughed.
good. It's pretty good.
So we'll give you 15 points for now. I think you
Yes.
may have locked up the name race.
I went a full Shazam moment. I was like,
Yeah.
dude.
Thought you were just gonna name all the members of a boy band like New Kids on the Block or Backstreet Boys or something. That would have been great. All right, so Corn Futures Part 4. So as we left off, our guy was freaking out because he saw a magical girl and screaming in terror. And so he's still screaming at the start of panel, and he's like, I think I love you! And so he gets down on one knee
If Sean is over there.
and says, come back with me to Iowa. She gets confused and thinks he's talking about the Kantai Collection character, the USS Iowa, who is a girl and a battleship. She says, hi, Japanese for yes. They get on the plane, they fly back. And then I did this as sort of a double panel display to show the corn growing, doing well as he had hoped. And the final panel is her just giving the peace sign, looking happily as the farmer's head is just planted in the ground. He's still alive. He's not hurt or anything. It's just a wacky little sight gag to end our story on.
I don't know if that qualifies as a happy ending.
I'll take it.
She's got a big smile on her face.
I'll
She
take it.
seems pretty happy with the current.
All right, so I think I did not hit the fortune telling, so I'm only working with 5. I think I love you is a joke
I'll take it.
and romantic.
No.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I don't think that's
No.
over. Yeah.
I mean,
He said, "I love you."
Against my slaps.
He confessed his love.
I know where to say.
mean,
Let's go through the slapstick first. So I think that's a joke. I think her thinking of the battleship is a joke, and I think him being in the ground is a joke. So 3 points
Those
there.
sound like jokes to me.
Romance, we got the I love you.
Yep, I'll take it.
Getting down on one knee, so that's another 2. and then happy ending for another 4.
Right.
So I'll take 9 for that, plus 5 for me not getting all the way, so 14. So I'll kick that in. Somebody pass me 3 green ones.
I was just about to say, hand me a yellow and I'll get you.
There we go. Good enough. All right.
Okay, so this is there's a lot of detail in these, so I'm gonna have to run through this real quick. So as you remember, the zombie transformed into the boy transformed, the sleeping boy transformed into the magical girl.
Right.
Super strength guy. As you recall, she was terrified, even in zombie form, of his double power level. So she tries to call the fight off by pulling out some flowers and saying, "Flowers, Tim?" Thus revealing the name of the character. And you can tell he's still sleeping and he's still very strong, super strength levels of muscles, I would say. In a silly gag, he has the nosebleed, like, oh,
no.
the flowers. So he has that gag going on there. In the second one, though, he comes back to his senses.
That was all panel 1?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm explaining the detail in here. So in the second panel, our super strong sleeping magical girl guy, Tim, he comes to his sentence and does a karate maneuver and kicks the flower still in the panel out of her hand, in which the zombie girl, in a very goofy manner, says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," as the flowers are knocked out of her hand. In the third one, as you can see, the flowers are still sitting nicely on the floor.
He's setting up.
Are still sitting nicely on the floor. She comes back as a counter maneuver with a pie to the face, which most of us would agree is a classic gag.
That's a classic slapstick.
Oh no. I think we know who won.
It's like he's still in magical girl buff, sleeping supercharged macho form. In the second form, he comes back on a unicycle, probably gotten from that toy chest back in round 1 that I conveniently drew. And as you can see, the flowers are still on the floor.
Of course.
And he's still sleeping and suitably strong. And tosses a bowling ball that says, bonk, some onomatopoeia on her head, okay? In the fifth, as you can see, again, flowers, I want to make that clear.
Don't forget, they're there.
Yeah. On the
This is
fifth
the loudest Chekhov's gun ever.
In the fifth panel.
Only halfway through?
There are,
We're down to line 2.
in the fifth panel,
Telling a story.
the flowers are still on the ground.
Okay.
And the zombie has been re-knocked back to wherever she came from. However, in his still very super strong magical girl form, he wakes up and comes to his senses. Or senses, not sentences. There are no sentences, I might add. There are only 3. There are only three throughout the whole thing, and that is not a sentence to be counted as a speech bubble. And anyway, so he wakes up and he goes, "Oh no! It's now been revealed it was his girlfriend the whole time."
Oh, what a twist.
And in the next panel, he decides to, with the flowers still at the bottom. And I might note that on both of these panels, he's still on his unicycle, making it goofy. And
I think that's where I'm drawing the line.
You need to draw it somewhere.
he's still on the unicycle, rocking back and forth, making it very slapstickish. That's
I don't see any lines saying that he's going back.
That's a classic gag from way back in the early days of filmmaking. If any of you claim to be
What happened in panel 6?
Anyway, in panel 6, he uses magical girl powers to resurrect her and bring her back to life.
Oh, the flowers are on the ground?
And there's still flowers, still on the ground, still unicycle. And he says, "I love you, Maria."
Name drop.
and she's now come back to life. In the 5th panel, they kiss. You can see the lips kissing.
Yeah, they stretch out from the face like
Okay.
normal.
Yeah,
New,
that's
you know?
definitely realistic.
And because the kissing has the love covered, the flowers are no longer in the panel, and they're off panel, just right down there.
But he's still in the unicycle.
And he's still in the unicycle, making it suitably silly, and it's a very happy ending.
Okay.
Oh my
I don't
god.
think we have enough points for you. We need another
Oh boy.
box.
Oh
How do
boy.
you even begin to?
So
Right.
Decipher
Have this
that.
up.
We gotta draw some
down.
lines.
So you hit all 7 of your starter stuff.
yeah.
Okay. So happy ending. We got there.
That's 4.
That's 4. Okay. So how many romantic moments did you have in there, or flowers?
It's got to be 8. So it's flower, 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 kissing.
12. Okay. How many comedy moments did you have?
Nosebleed is one.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa is number 2. The silly whoa. That's a classic comedy line.
Oh god.
Every comedy movie does that. Whoa.
My favorite line in Anchorman is whoa, whoa, whoa.
And number 3 is the pie in the face.
Okay.
Classic
Okay.
slapstick.
Okay.
I'll allow you pie in the face.
Yeah.
4 is the bowling ball. Bonk.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Unicycle number 5.
Maybe the first time.
The
first
instant
time.
Okay,
of the
first time.
unicycle.
Then we'll pass over the next 2. And we'll pass over the next 3. So we'll say,
Okay.
we'll say 5.
So it's 13 plus 4 is 17. Okay, and you had 2 characters named. So give him 24 points.
Dang. That's not fair.
That's,
Right?
You get that from just having flowers just
I mean, I
sitting.
In every
flowers.
panel.
You know what? That would have been smart, but I didn't think about that.
Right.
Flowers in every panel.
Mine
Right.
were meaningful. They meant something.
Yeah.
I was going for
Mine had a
How did the flowers serve the
continuous
story, though?
here.
So, all right.
She tried to distract
After
me.
all that, Aaron. Oh boy.
So,
How can you match that?
Don't have as many flowers.
Or unicycles.
Yeah.
Or pie.
So, first frame, he's clumsy, he's falling. Mr. Dude, is that what I was calling?
Mr. Dude.
Mr. Dude, his
Yeah, it's
face
Mr.
is
Dude.
still melting. And second frame, he falls into a fountain, makes a splash noise. And then third frame, we see him just hanging out in the gutter. His face is melting into the storm drain.
Whoa.
He picks himself up, goes home, and he's like, WTF, why are the windows bright? Like, why are there people in my house? He goes inside, there's a circle of people and the dragon just chilling, waiting for him to come home to stage an intervention.
Good.
He's like, why are you in my house? Next frame, we've got his friend that comes over and says, you need help. That's telepathically.
I'm so glad.
So he throws away his prescription drugs in the trash and then professes his love to the dragon.
I love it. I was about to say that
a
last
better
one
love
looks
story
like a
than
groom
Twilight.
and bride with the dragon being all white and
very-
being in black.
very
Nice.
I want the
All right.
novel,
Yeah.
really.
No, mine's much
Yeah,
more
when's the real
straightforward
estate?
than that.
So we definitely hit all the themes, so you get 7 for that. All right, so happy ending, we got that. So that's 4 on the side. Shoujo manga, how many romantic or flower moments did you have?
I really only got one, to be honest.
That helps?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
just
All right,
one.
how about comedy gags?
At least 3. He's clumsy in the first 3
Yeah.
frames, falling into
Some
the
dark
gutter
humor,
and
but you know.
the fountain. I don't know. I kind of thought that "Why are you in my house?" was kind of funny, but
I like that. I'll give
I
that
don't
to
know.
you.
I don't know if that counts, but yeah.
So,
Yeah, so like 4.
all right. So I think doing the math, I believe that adds up to 16 points.
All right.
Okay.
So claim that. And even if I'm wrong, the points don't matter.
Yep.
All right, Liv, send us home.
Mine is much more straightforward with no comedy gags. This is a very serious, loving.
Totally welcome to do that.
Yeah. So at first, they're still there. She still has the knife, as you recall. It's still dripping with human blood.
Continuity is important.
Human blood.
Human blood. I will make that distinction. She's still very jealous of the girl and the nail salon, so I think that knocks off my 3. But then, in a moment of pure shoujo friend ooh powers, she gives her a nod, and she's really unsure about it. She doesn't know if she likes it, but ultimately they make up. She got her name tag on. Her name's Sally.
Nice job.
Then they say bye to each other, and she goes on to her date, and it's very romantic. They kiss, and at the end, they're just happy together.
Aw.
And her nails are done. They don't know how to draw hands, but they are wearing a name tag, Ashley and Ted. So
It looks cute, I gotta say.
Yeah, I like your
I just
style.
threw as many flowers in there as humanly
A
possible.
lot of hearts, a lot of
Yeah,
flowers.
I just was tossing.
I'm
left
really
and
feeling.
right.
I'm really
All
feeling
right,
it.
so you got your themes out of the way fast.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye.
you got your happy ending.
Yes.
So that's gonna be 4 on top of the 7. Shoujo manga moments.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So 9. Okay. And comedy moments.
No comedy.
No comedy. So.
Although you might argue that she's really not sure. It's funny. I don't know. No.
16 points. Claim 16. All right. So we went around the horn. Now the cast of thousands point. Wyatt, your magical invocation of 5 men
Yes.
was quite
got it.
powerful.
We got
So
Frankie, Bobby, Greg, Tom, and Jeff. They're all named, they're all different. So.
yep, I approve of that,
Nice.
and they all look different. You'll see in the video. Oh man, it's awesome. So claim 5 points on top of that.
Yes.
So, all right, folks. So let's total them up and see what we ended up with. All right, Will, you want to start us off with a big number there?
Yeah, I got 53. I'm not happy about it.
53.
Just made her feel real unhappy.
Okay.
You got one more than you.
All
Well,
right,
I-
Andrew.
You got one
I
more
only
than
got
me?
44.
44.
40, I got 48.
48. I ended up with 47.
I ended up with 58.
48, which I should have put flowers in every frame. 'cause
Right,
I could have made
That
it
was
work,
clearly
but
the
didn't-
strategy.
Wasn't smart enough
I just
think
want
of
to
that.
keep mine meaningful.
Yeah,
Yeah, good for
yeah.
Yeah, same.
For you.
47.
You have artistic
47.
integrity.
So,
47.
all right, we tied. Boom.
Fist bump.
Air fist bump. So, anyway, Matt is our big winner because he drew flowers in every frame. That is the strategy.
And
Draw
comedy.
flowers
Can we just go
all the
over
time.
what our comics are named if we're comfortable with that?
Yeah, sure.
I
what-
didn't
I
name
just
any
came up
of
with a
mine.
name.
yeah,
Come
like
up
you can
with a
title
name.
them
Now
now
you
that
can.
we've completed the
Now
whole
you
narrative.
can.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Corn Futures.
I like corn features. I don't have a name yet. I want to know what everybody else is
I'm
feeling.
getting-
Everybody name it. I got nothing.
Well, my comics, my horrible comics name is pretty easy. Guns the Musical.
Yes.
I was like, each one of mine is different, so you gotta
Good.
name mine.
Okay, mine's actually, I just came up with this. It's called My Call Got Dropped in Another World.
Nice. Nice.
That's
Sounds
great.
like
Like that's a
a
that's
All right.
a novel.
That's,
love
that's
it.
something we have on the website already. In another world with my smartphone. Matt, what do you got?
I feel this is a very suitable title, is Sleeping Karate.
Very literal, very good.
Yep.
I've got Xanax parts 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Liv, did you come up with
I
something?
didn't come up with a name, but after sleeping karate, I feel much better to just name it like Magical Girl Nail Salon.
Nice.
That might actually be a place.
Andrew,
It should
last
be.
one. Did we come up with a good name?
Well, each one of mine is different. I didn't have one coherent story, so
Oh,
I had to do
okay.
4 names. I haven't come up with the 4th one, but
Scenes from a tea shop.
huh? Yeah, I don't know what the teabag one is because I don't like any names that I'm coming up with.
No. No. Yep.
Yeah, but we have Angelic Stage Play, Simple Billy Club, and Birds of a Feather.
All right. So as you can see, we scored points. Matt scored a lot of points, but at the same time, we also told some really weird, fun stories. So hopefully, you enjoyed our messed up minds working with these strange constraints to entertain you folks. That is Mangaka.
Yeah. No,
That is
no.
produced by Japanime Games. You can find that on our website, rightstuffanime.com.
And if you like any other Japan-made games or board games, we have a lot of their stock as well. And I believe that we have another drawing game from them too. I think it was called Cartooner or something along those lines.
That's
So-
correct.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
Yeah.